Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Top SST. Some more questions from the chapter Lifeline of National Economy. This is the last video for this chapter, and in the previous two videos I have covered maximum question, and today the remaining topics I am going to cover. So pipeline transport network is new arrival on the transportation map of India. This question can come for 2 or 3 marks. So what they are asking, first you need to understand the meaning of the question. They are asking you that pipeline is the new transport network. Okay, so pipeline transport, we have learned about roadways, we have learned about railways, we have learned about waterways, airways and everything. Now we are going to look into how pipeline is a transport network in the new arrival in the map of India. So previously these were used to transport water to the cities and industry. So pipeline usually pehle kya hota tha, pipeline is used only to transport water to the cities and industries. Presently these are used to transport, now apart from the water, it is used to transport crude oil, petroleum products and natural gases. Initial cost of laying pipeline is high, but running costs are minimal. It rules out delay and the losses. Some network are from our oil field in the upper Assam to the Kanpur. Okay, so this is why it is called as a new arrival on the transportation map of India. It's not only transport water, but apart from the water, it transport crude oil, petroleum, and natural gas. Okay, so this question can come for 2 or 3 marks. Let's move to the next one. Explain any 5 characteristics of Kandla Seaport. Very important question for 2 marks. Okay, Kandla Seaport. So first port developed soon after India got independence. This is the first character. Why it has been established? To reduce the traffic on the Mumbai port. So they need some alternative port. So they have established Kandla Port. It is a tidal port in India. Caters export and imports on the highly productive granary in the industrialized state. Okay, so it takes care of export as well as import. Free trade zone. Okay, so these are the 5 characters. If the question comes for 2 marks, this 2 can club as 1 point and this 2 can club as second point, and this is your third point. Okay, so the Kandla port is the first port which is developed after India got independent to reduce the traffic on Mumbai port. So this is your first point if the question comes for 2 marks. Then the second point you're going to write, it is a tidal port and caters all the exports and imports of highly productive granary on the industrialized states. So this question can come for only for 2 marks. Let's move to the next one. Describe the significance of tourism as trade. Again, tourism as trade, tourism topic itself is one of the very, very important topic. Okay, so the question can come for 3 marks or 5 marks question. So the significance of tourism as a trade in India. Tourism in India, definitely it has grown over the last 3 decades. Tourists arrive as witness and increase contributing to the foreign exchange. So how it contributes? When people come from the foreign country, they buy products, or like, you know, when they come and they invest, they need to convert their foreign currency into the Indian rupees. So definitely foreign exchange increases. 15 million people are directly engaged in the tourism industry. So either they get employment, their own business and other things. So you can imagine 15 million people are directly, it's not indirectly, directly engaged in the tourism industry. It provides support to the local handicrafts and cultural business. It means, like, you know, handicraft of the country also develops, because when people come and visit, suppose for example, even if I talk about the domestic tourism also, suppose one person who is staying in Chennai and they go to explore Rajasthan. So they buy the products of Rajasthan, okay, whatever the handicraft. So it develops, it boosts the local handicrafts also. Tourism also promotes national integration. It helps development of international understanding about our culture and heritage. Okay, so it is very important. Suppose for example, as I gave you example of handicraft, when one person from Chennai, they move, like, you know, they just go and visit the Rajasthan, they buy. So like that, they also develop, they also learn the culture and the heritage of that place. So foreign tourists, when they visit India, it is heritage tourism, eco tourism. There are different types of tourism also which develop. So this is the reason why tourism is very important as a trade in India. The question can come for 3 or 5 marks. What is trade? Explain the importance of international trade. So trade, we have already learned in economics. Trade is exchange of goods among people, states, and country. Okay, so it can be when we exchange among the people or between 2 or more than 2 states or 2 or more than 2 countries, it is called as trade. Now, what is international trade? Okay, so explain the importance of international trade, or if they ask you what is international trade, when people exchange goods with some other country, okay, or services with some other country. So that is called as, exports are called as international trade. Okay, so what is the importance of international trade? So it exchange the surplus goods. So jitna bhi hamare paas surplus hota hai, that what we do, we give it to the deficient countries. Okay, they through the foreign trade, it improves the quality of domestic goods. It contributes to the economic growth of the country by raising income level of the people and increasing foreign exchange reserves. Okay, so definitely when I am exporting something, my foreign exchange, like my country's foreign exchange also increases. It increases the income, standard living of the people, income of the people. So when income of the people increases, automatically standard living of the person also increases. It enables a country to import advanced technology. Okay, advanced technology, MNCs. The best example, MNC comes with their latest technology and other things. So the question can come for 1 plus 2, 3 marks. Or they can ask you this question itself, 3 or 2 marks. No country can survive without international trade. In the present global world, explain the statement. Again, very important. Or they can ask you why international trade plays a very important role, one and the same. Okay, so this question can again come for 3 marks, or this can come for, this can come for 3 marks, or it can come for 5 marks. So what they're asking you, so they are asking you, without international trade, the country cannot survive. And in the global world, when we are talking about globalization, other things, it's very difficult that 2 countries can sustain without, like, exchanging the things, whether it is a service or it's a people. It's very important that we need to have the international trade, and the countries cannot survive without international trade. So no country is world self-sufficient. Okay, no country in the world. There was in economics, there is a concept called as open economy and closed economy. So closed economy is almost an imaginary situation. No country is closed economy. Closed economy का मतलब क्या होता है? जहाँ पे there is no export or the import taking place between 2 countries. So it's an imaginary situation. Now every country is open for export and import. That's the reason it is called as no country in the world is self-sufficient in all its needs. Goods produced by one country are required by other country and vice versa. Since differences in the resources, needs, and development among nations creates condition for the international trade between them. It helps in exchange of surplus goods. This we have already learned this topic, this point in the previous answer. So jitna bhi hamare paas surplus hai, that what we do, we give it to the deficient country. Foreign country also improves the productivity of manufacturer country. It allows the country for the economic growth, rising income levels. So income increase hota hai, to automatically standard of living will increase, then foreign exchange. So this point is all interlinked with the income. Income increases, standard of living will increase, standard of living will increase, automatically there will be increase in the foreign exchange reserve. So latest technology. So if you look at this question, what is the importance of international trade and no country can survive without the international trade, the answer is one and the same, because we, as I told you, closed economy is an imaginary situation. It's no country can survive in the present global world without international trade. Explain with the example of changing nature of international trade of India in the 15th century, in the last 15 year. Okay, so they are asking you the changing nature, kaise badla hai international trade, how it has changed in the last 15 years. So since 2004 and 5, the share of agriculture and the line goods, ores, mineral, chemical, engineering goods and the petroleum has been increasing. Okay, this all has been increased. Second, exchange of commodity of goods has been supplied by the exchange of information and knowledge. ये भी ज़्यादा हुआ है. Software increase हुआ है. IT industries increase हुए हैं. Export of information technology increase हुआ है. Then imports increase हुए हैं. So these all is like, we can say that it has changed, the nature of international trade in India has changed. This question can come for 2 marks. Classify communication services into 2 categories. One of the very, very simple question when we talk about the communication services, personal and mass. Personal, one-on-one, mass means 2 bigger audience. Personal communication, 2 or more person in the personal level. Indian Postal Network handles parcel as well as written communication, cards and envelopes. Telephone services like STD, ISD provide easy and comfortable network to a large number of people. Then when we talk about the mass communication, it communicates through which one can communicate with the several people at the same platform. So newspaper, radio, electronic media, television, magazines, books, this all comes under the mass communication. So simple term, याद रखने के लिए PM. P stands for personal, M stands for mass. Personal, one-on-one. Mass communication, bigger audience. Bigger audience, jab hum TV. Now I'm reaching out to you through the YouTube. This is a mass communication. Okay, so one-on-one kya hoga jab main ek bacche ko leke padhaungi. So that will be one-on-one communication. So there are various, this is just for an understanding. I have given you example, but there are better examples like Indian Postal Service, card, envelopes, STD, ISD, mobile phones. जब हम लोग WhatsApp में भी one-on-one करते हैं, that is a personal. Group हो जाता है, तब it is reaching to the mass. Okay, groups बनाए होते हैं हमने WhatsApp में, so that is a mass. हम लोग mass people, one or two को छोड़ के जब हम more than 50 people को और 20-25 लोगों के reach out कर रहे हैं. Mass communication तो उससे भी बड़ा होता है, when we are reaching out to the larger audience. Newspaper पूरे इंडिया में फैलता है, और if I talk about, suppose for example, if I take an example of Times of India, it's not only restricted to India. E-news, electronic newspaper is there wherever, if I am in US also, I can read India's newspaper. So that is called as mass communication when I am reaching out to the mass. So again, the question can come for 2 marks. They can ask you, classify the communication services in 2 categories and write any one difference between both. So you have to write 2 categories, personal communication, mass communication. Then you need to write what is personal communication, what is mass communication. Support your answer with one example. Or they can ask you differentiate between personal and mass communication for 2 marks. So again, you need to write the meaning of both the things and you need to write the definition. Example. Efficient means of transport are prerequisites for the fast development. So it's very important. Okay, so transport and communication is very important for nation's economy because both the country is very largely depends upon the dense network of transport and communication. They link areas of production with consumption, agriculture, industry and village with the towns and cities. It's very important. Okay, so I need transport as well as I need communication. Both the things are very important. They help in industry by providing raw materials and distribution of finished goods. They help in development of all 3 major sectors, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. They also help in the balanced regional development. So that's the reason it is called as transport. Efficient means of transport is very, very important for the fast development of the country. Again, the question is for 3 or 5 marks. So with this, I have covered all the questions in my 3 videos. Please do watch the videos for the better understanding. Thank you.